Crazies, man. Y'all are in the lab. I'm Lee. Y'all saw that title too as well. We're talking about a few new Mandela Effects. That is right, a few new Mandela Effects just to blow your mind to start off this 2025 year. The year of the snake. Gonna be crazy, huh? But before we get this going, please remember that some Mandela Effects might not be new to you, they'll be new to somebody else, so please respect that. And if you haven't already checked out my presentation at the International Mandela Effect Conference last year on November 7th through the 9th, the link is down in the description below. Please enjoy, leave your comments there, and also see the rest of the performances that was there too as well. So without further ado, let's get this rolling. Let's start off with, well, fish. Fishies to be precise, where you would buy fish. And this whole Mandela Effect, people in this world calling saying that we be fishing all the time and we fishy, 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 wishy. That is not true. We're not fishy at all like that. We might be sometimes, but we're not. We're not that kind of fishermen like that. But I'm talking about fish at a certain particular convenience store. I was going to say supermarket, but supermarket isn't right, but you probably already know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Walmart. Yes, Walmart. And do you ever remember seeing live fish in Walmart? Do you? Do you? Well, if you are like me and many of us that grew up in a generation where a lot of stuff has now changed in this reality, we remember the fish tanks, the fishies. We'd be able to buy fish at Walmart. It's crazy. Yes, at Walmart you were able to buy fish. Actually, I remember, I think they had like fish hamsters and some other things like that too. But it is really crazy and odd because I remember the fish. But I was looking this up. And I was like, when did they get rid of the fish? When did Walmart get rid of the live fish? We could buy fish. And apparently in October 2019 is when they started getting rid of the live fish at Walmart, which is odd because this is 2025 now. We just got here. We've been shopping at Walmart for years. And I haven't seen a fish tank in Walmart since the 90s. I mean, late 90s, maybe early 2000s, if that, but I don't even believe that was early 2000s. But it blows my mind, but it is correct. I'm showing you those up. It was there. And I don't know what to think about this one. So how do you remember the fish at Walmart? Do you always remember there being fish at Walmart to be able to buy? And it's been long gone for years, not just 7 years, but years. Or do you remember Walmart having fish and then getting rid of it just recently? Let me know. Next one on the list, we're going to be talking about a former president. Oh, yeah, I probably just gave it away there. A former president, which in this reality recently just passed away on December 29th of 2024. And I'm talking about former President Jimmy Carter. Yes, Jimmy Carter passed away last year. Just recently. But there are a lot of people that remember him passing away years ago, a few years ago to be precise. And it's crazy because you can't find much on the internet about these little past dates and stuff like that. So I'm going to throw you some things I found on TikTok.
2023? Former President Jimmy Carter passes away at 98 in 2023? What in the Mandela Effect is going on? This is for entertainment. We all know that he just passed away yesterday. Jimmy Carter passes away July 23rd at 99? At his home peacefully in Plains, Georgia? I'm confused. And this right behind me is actually an archive from the internet, from old internet pages. Passes away at 98. Again, we all know that he just passed away yesterday, right? Like the yesterday article says, Jimmy Carter, peacemaking president, passes away at 100. December 29th, 2024. Let me ask y'all a question real quick. Do y'all by chance remember somebody passing away? Maybe a few different times.
Where do you see this? Please show. So I'm going to respond to you with a screenshot. Here's one. Former President Jimmy Carter passes away at 98. Okay. This article, if you try to look up the Politics Watcher, it's gone. Here is another one. Former President Jimmy Carter passes away at 98. This was May 20th of 2023, just like many of us have already said. And this one is like from the office of Jimmy Carter. Now this one I cannot verify, I cannot find this. I've looked on whitehouse.gov. I've gone and looked back through press releases. The only place I haven't looked yet is on the Library of Congress, but that doesn't mean it's not there. And it very well could be on the Wayback Machine as well, but who knows. Pause to read. Is that enough for you?
It's crazy. We have 3 dates of the same person dying in 3 different years. That is wild to me. 2022, which, you saw right there. 2023, which is crazy because that was 2 years ago. And now just recently now on the 29th of December of 2024. Just like them, just like myself and probably many others, I remember Jimmy Carter passing away years ago. I remember his wife passing away, and then he passed away not a few months or maybe half a year later. I remember that. His wife passed away. He passed away right afterwards. Broken heart syndrome. We all know that. We watched The Notebook. Come on now. So how do you remember Jimmy Carter passing away? When do you remember Jimmy Carter passing away? And if at any, is this the first time you've observed Jimmy Carter passing away? Let me know.
How sweet. Dark meat.
Oh, the last one I got for y'all today has to do with that 4-finger knives guy. That is right, with the red and black sweater. Oh, wait, red and green sweater. These stupid realities that we live in. I'm talking about Freddy Krueger. Yes, Nightmare on Elm Street. And I'm not talking about just the 2 that I just announced, the glove and the sweater. I'm talking about his shoes. What? Big shout out to Super Mario Brothers for this one. Just sending it by. I had to look this up and it shocked me as is. And his shoes. His boots to be precise, if you want to go that far. But what color are his boots? Anybody know? What color are his boots? Now, his boots, in my reality, many realities, and Super's reality, he wore these military boots, or Doc Martens, if you want to call them, and they were black. That's right, they were black. They were black boots, black, Chuck Taylor's military style boots. They were meant to kick ass. That's how they were meant. That's those kind of boots. But in this reality now, the reality that we live in, they're not black anymore. They are brown. You heard me right. Brown. Brown boots. You see them right here. Brown. Brown. Which, I don't remember them being brown. I remember them being black. But as I'm thinking about this too as well, because maybe I'm jumping in and out of realities like I always do. The reason why we noticed them that they were black was because he was mostly in the dark most of the time. We would never know they were brownish, dark brownish, or anything like that. But I think we would realize that after we've dressed up as Freddy so many times to notice that they were black, but now they're brown. So I don't know what to think of this one. Super got me blown away. My mind's boggling about this one, so I'm boggling y'all's mind back at it too. How do you remember Freddy Krueger? Were the shoes always black? Or are they, like in this reality, always been them brown ones? Let me know. This rolling.
Being Mystic's precise taste to you. Place your palms here. You should be getting Mystic's real fruit taste now. Notice the wild combinations. Mystic's all-natural fruit flavor should be kicking in.
That is right. We're talking about that wonderful, refreshing fruit juice drink we used to drink when we was the kids in the 90s and the 2000s. And I'm talking about Mistic. You saw the commercial. That's what we're talking about. But the Mandela Effect has to do with how it is spelt. That is correct. How is Mistic spelt? Well, before you get that, go ahead and look at this.
Mystic's great fruit taste is next to impossible. We've enlisted the amazing Mistic Zoltan to beam the precise taste sensation directly to your brain. Feel the Mistic hit the back of your throat. The cooling refreshment, the pure fruit flavors. The intense Mistic fruit combination should be kicking in now. Transmission accomplished. Mistic.
Oh, Lee, why would you do that to us? Why would you show us how it is spelt, then show us how it is spelt? That is right. You saw two different ways that Mistic is spelt. You saw Mistic spelt with an M-I-S-T-I-C. And you saw Mistic as the dude was talking, as closed captioning was going, Mistic with a Y. M-Y-S-T-I-C. Now it's weird because I remember Mistic being spelt with a Y. I'm not the only person in the world that spelled it with a Y. As you've seen in this corner right here, I was looking through the chat. I saw this thing on TikTok and I was like, oh wow. So I went to chat button and look, all the people in there remember it with a Y. So why do we remember it with a Y? Even as I say that, why does YouTube show it categorized as Mistic with a Y as well? But all the pictures you look up online all have the I. Makes you boggle your mind for a minute. Rattle those little nuts and screws and bolts up there, don't it? But you let me know what you remember down below.
More than treats. Hey, look at mama, I watch what I eat. Give me 5 food groups. Give me grain group for energy. Fruits and veggies for vitamins, please. Meat group for strong bodies. Milk group for bones and teeth. Eat the others only sparingly. Give me 5 food groups. Give me 5.
Man, we have to eat our fruits and vegetables, our grains, our wheats, our dairy, also our daily consumption of meat. Yeah, that's that food pyramid our good old United States of America rolled out. But the Mandela effect has to do with exactly when did the United States and our government roll out this non-healthful food pyramid? Was it the 70s? 80s? 90s? 2000s? No, 2000 seems like way, we knew that all the way, right? Right. But when was it? When was the food pyramid introduced into the school systems, into our everyday life? Well, if you're saying anything past 90, you're wrong. If you said the 80s, you're wrong. You said the 70s, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. The food pyramid was established in America in 1992. Wow. 1992. That's like 3 years before, 2-3 years before OJ got arrested going down the hill. It blows my mind away that me as an older, wiser gentleman now at my age learned this thing when I was in like 2nd, 3rd grade. In grade school, we learned a food pyramid. But you're telling me now it's never been around until 92? Get out of here. Get out of here. Man, there's a whole bunch of lies, even like the food pyramid, man. How do you remember it? Do you remember growing up learning about the food pyramid in your school when you was a grade school, or maybe when you was a junior high, which means no sense to me? Let me.
Anyway.
I'm doing a report on George Washington Carver for Black History Month.
Carver? The peanut butter guy?
Yes, since it's Black History Month, I figured I'd bring at least 2 of these up back in order. First one we're going to talk about is actually George Washington Carver. Yes, George Washington Carver, the amazing chemist, botanist of peanuts itself. Had so many different ingredients, different ways to use peanut, but one of the peanuts we remember him being able to do was to make peanut butter. Well, in this reality, George Washington Carver never invented peanut butter. It was actually Mr. freaking Kellogg. Go figure that, huh? Mr. Kellogg. I didn't learn that in school. Not in Black History Month. I learned that George Washington Carver, like I did my project or my little history lesson, my essay for that time, invented and was the inventor of peanut butter. It's also just like the cotton gin. When you go down that road, when you learn Black History Month and all about this stuff that was going on, all the famous inventors that made a difference in our world. The other one was Eli Whitney. Yes, the inventor of the cotton gin. In my history, in my life, he was black. But in this reality, in always reality, I guess, he was always white. Yes, Eli Whitney, the inventor of the cotton gin. Now, we learned in Black History Month is a white guy. Crazy, huh?
Chappelle Show. Chappelle Show. Chappelle Show. Chappelle Show. Chappelle Show.
Oh, you might want to just bring your kids to this one because we are talking about the Chappelle Show. That is right, Dave Chappelle. The Chappelle Show ran for 3 seasons. Well, technically 2, but we put the last episodes into a season 2 as well, which was one of the phenomenal things. It broke so many barriers. It pushed so many boundaries. And it was one of those iconic shows that we all watched. Well, the Mandela Effect has to do with the name of the show, the original name of the show, or this, what it's been called all of along. You heard me calling it the Chappelle Show. That is right. Chappelle Show, the Chappelle Show. Oh, yes, the Chappelle Show. Well, it is never and never was called the Chappelle Show. What? Yes, you hear me right. The Chappelle Show. Never been called that. It's always been called Chappelle's Show. Chappelle's Show. Well, we got our S back again on these Mandela Effects, didn't we? Now, a nice little extra S. Chappelle's Show. That is crazy because I never called it Chappelle's Show. It was the Chappelle Show. It was the Chappelle Show. Hey, man, you see the Chappelle Show last night? Yeah, I was on it. It was the Chappelle Show. It rattles my brain, my nuts and bolts. It gets me to the core because some of these Mandela Effects just rock you to the core. But how do you remember Dave Chappelle and this wonderful, iconic show that was on Comedy Central? Was it always the Chappelle Show, or like always now, Chappelle's Show?
Watch it! No, slow down! Not the yellows!
Yes, if you couldn't tell, we're talking about the modern day hieroglyphics. Yes, the emojis. Yes, we've all used these emojis. Some say they're satanic too as well. But that's not the case in this particular thing because we're talking about the Mandela Effects and the emoji that is missing from the Mandela Effects. Now, we've done the mummy. We've done the robber man. But have we done the one that lives in the sea, that finds one mate its entire existence and loves that mate until its end of eternity? Yes, I'm talking about the seahorse. Yes, the seahorse emoji is no longer an emoji in our existence. Never has been in our existence. But why do we all remember the seahorse emoji? I remember the seahorse emoji because that's what I learned the fact about the seahorse emoji. And it's crazy. Maybe I learned it off of Spider-Man, but that's a whole nother story. But yes, the seahorse emoji never existed ever. We have had a reality where we remember it, but it has never existed in this time and day. Have you ever used that seahorse emoji? Not in this present day, but in the past.
Okay.
America, God shed his grace on thee. Yes, we are talking about America. Yes, once again, America. We did talk about the American bald eagle now becoming America's freaking national bird that we all learned back in school, grade school. Even parents back then learned that the national bird of America was the American bald eagle, which just got signed in this year, which is weird. But now I'm talking about something else, and I'm talking about, well, the official language of the United States of America. Yes, the official language of the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen. What is it? What is it? What is it? And if you're speaking it and you're about to say it, you're wrong. Yes, you're wrong. And I know all of y'all just said, if you said American, it's not American, ladies and gentlemen. I know everybody wanted to be stupid for a moment, just like myself, but it's English. English is not the America's official language. It's not. It's not. It's not. The U.S. official language is not even English. It's actually nothing. Yes, the majority of people in America do speak English, but English is not the official language of America. I don't know if this one's a full Mandela effect, if we've always just been taught and thought that American told you that was English wasn't America's official language, or we just been blinded and just stupid at all and just call it American like I've been doing 3 times already and hasn't seen it. I'm appalled. What do you think about this?
Both you motherfuckers are crazy. I'm going to my car. Get my other gun. Shoot everybody's ass.
Raymond! Raymond! Raymond!
Alex, I'd like to have foods that start with the letter Q, please. And if you've ever seen this movie, White Man Can't Jump, one of the greatest ones. I just quoted Rosie Perez when she's on Jeopardy doing her cues. But this one does have to do with White Man Can't Jump, and this one has to do with who directed the movie. That is correct. Now, who directed White Man Can't Jump? Who directed it, ladies and gentlemen? Tell me right now. Tell me right now. If you are like me and many, many others, we remember the director being Spike Lee. Yes, Spike Lee. It was a Spike Lee joint, right? A Spike Lee joint. Yes. It's just a great movie. Spike Lee joint freaking vibes. It was just the whole Spike Lee feel. But what if I told you that Spike Lee didn't direct that movie at all? Weird, huh? Yep. In this reality, in this time frame, Spike Lee was not the director of White Man Can't Jump. And I'm talking about the original one. He was not the director of White Man Can't Jump. Ron Shelton was the director of White Man Can't Jump. That is correct. He was the director of White Man Can't Jump. He also directed Hoosiers and a lot of other movies too as well. But yes, a lot of us remember it being a Spike Lee joint. Myself, many others, it was a Spike Lee joint. But how do you remember White Man Can't Jump? How do you remember who directed it? Was it a Spike Lee joint? Or was it a Rob Schneider? Let me know.
German-derived Yiddish.
No way.
Now be careful here.
May I have the definition,
Look at his
please?
expression.
Yes, the last one of the day, I'm taking you to a spelling bee one. We're not going to the spelling bee, but we're doing a spelling Mandela effect. And it has to do with the great sports bar, snack bar, Nutri-Grain bar, but it's not a Nutri-Grain bar itself. We are talking about Cliff Bars. Yes, Cliff Bars. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to put the spelling up there at the moment, but spell Cliff for me. Spell it for me. How do you remember it being spelled? Now, if you spelt it C-L-I-F-F, Cliff Bars, right? Cliff Bars. Yeah, it's correct, right? Correct. Not in this reality. Never has been in this reality. Never will be in this reality. Cliff has always been spelt C-L-I-F. Yes, Cliff Bar has always been spelt with one F. Not two F's, one F. Well, we've had this happen to the double stoof before, right? Which makes no sense. You stole me another F. You took an F away from me. You took another F from a cliff. But what do you remember? How do you remember spelling that? Are you a key to spelling bee as I am not? Maybe I don't remember how it's spelled. Maybe I'm adding an F to it. Who knows? But I remember the F, the second F, because it seems so much right. But let me know down there in the comments below. Like to hear your thoughts. Crazies, man, y'all, welcome back to the lab, or to the lab. Yes, I'm Lee. You saw that title too as well. We have a new Mandela effect for you, Usher style. That is correct. If you saw the little post that I posted in the community, the little poll of what this word in this verse is, it's 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top, the streets. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, as I did that survey, a lot of people, the majority of y'all said cruising in the streets. I got a real pretty little thing that's waiting for me. And then I had a few that said who's. Well, before we get into this, and I talk anything about this, just listen to all of this.
7 o'clock on the dot, I'm in my drop top, who's in the streets? Oh yeah. I'm in my drop top, who's in the streets? Seven o'clock on the dot, I'm in my drop top, who's in the street?
No, we're not doing that. Fuck no. No, sir. No, you've been cruising the streets, okay? In the drop top since 7 o'clock. All my life, you've been cruising the streets. Not one time have you ever asked who's in this. Usher, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Now, as you heard Usher himself sing it, it's 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top. Who's in these streets? You heard it right. Who's in these streets? Well, we all know it was never who's in these streets. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And if you don't take my word for it, well, here's a little thing here and there from Coachella last year.
7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets. Oh yeah. I got a real pretty, pretty little thing at Coachella with me.
Where was Usher at 7 o'clock?
He was in his drop top, cruising the street of DC. He was in his drop top, cruising the street of DC.
Well, if they're still singing it right at Coachella, and I still have the verses of the lyrics that still says cruising these streets, how did we get this whole thing wrong? Are we wrong? Is Usher wrong? It has never been who's in these streets. Ever. Who's in these streets? No. When I was a teenager, in my Saturn, 96 two-door Saturn, automatic, actually it was a standard, but sitting there, I was 7 o'clock on the dot, I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets. It was never who's in these streets. No, it's cruising these streets. Oh, it blows me away still to this day. Usher's been singing it wrong the whole time. Maybe we've been singing it the wrong time, but I don't believe so because that was his core album, by the way, that just blew him up. So how do you remember the lyrics to this song? Has it always been, it's 7 o'clock on the dot, I'm in my drop top, who's in these streets? Or has it always been cruising these streets? Y'all let me know down below. So let's go ahead and get it.
And here is Vince Carter with his first stop. Let's go home. Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we're going to go to the NBA. We're going to go to the dunk contest. When the dunk contests were the shabam. And we're going to be talking about Vince Carter's honey dip elbow dunk. Yes, you know, the arm in the net dunk. We saw it blew up the whole thing. You're seeing it right here. Well, my question is with this Mandela Effect, was he the original one to do it? Was he the first one to ever do it? And I know a lot of people, including myself, are saying, yes, Lee, Vince Carter put that honey dip dunk, boom, arm in the net right there in the dunk contest. They went all crazy, like we've never seen it before. And that's correct. We had never seen that before. But in this reality, in this day and age, Vince Carter was not the first one to do it. That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. Vince Carter was not the first one to do the honey dip dunk ever. Technically, it was Kobe Bryant. Yes, that is right. I'm showing the video right here. Kobe Bryant was actually the first one to do the honey dip dunk. Ooh, does that sound right for your history? Does that sound right in your NBA history of dunk contests? The crazy thing is that we remember that dunk by Vince Carter. It was huge. Everybody roared, went crazy. But he wasn't the original. Nor was he the second as well. This is even crazier. You have Kobe doing it first. And as you see me playing here, all these other players did it first. You got some of the Harlem Globetrotters did it. It is wild. How do you remember this one? Was Vince Carter the first one to ever do the honey dip arm in the basket dunk? Or are we been all lied to and history has now changed itself to where Kobe was technically the first, and then it just went on and on until Vince truly did it in that dunk contest? Let me know.
H-I-J-K-L-M-N-O-P-Q-R-P.
This one actually came across my plate yesterday as I was talking to the college course, and it has to do with the letter T. Yes, the letter T. Not just the capital T, not the capital T, but the lowercase t. That is correct. Now, picture a lowercase t. Write a lowercase t if you have to. How did you write it? How did you write it? You just wrote basically a line and then another line. Kind of made it look like a cross, right? What if I told you that lowercase t's are never been written that way. Not in books, not the way we're supposed to be writing it in school, ever. If you will open a book now, go grab a book, look through it, open a random page and look at the lowercase t, and you will see that the lowercase t has a little hook on the end of it now. It's like a reverse J. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I thought I was losing my mind because I went through a lot of books and I saw this little lowercase t with a hook on it. And it goes even further back. It goes through the Bible and everything. Everything that's been fonted in history, in books, have this little hook with the T. It's crazy to me. And you're seeing it go on the screen right here. I have never noticed this in my entire life. I've never wrote a T like this. But have you? Is this a Mandela effect? Is this a change? Or maybe is this we've been just doing the T's all wrong? And we all know the Mandela effect surely loves T's. Let me know.
Pac-Man's faster than I remember.
Pac-Man's always been faster than the ghost. We're gonna have to...
All right. This is the debunker. Yes, we're going to be going to the video game, the greatest old video game. If you went to Pizza Hut, you played this game, it's Mr. Pac-Man. Yes, Pac-Man, Pac-Man itself. And we're going to be talking about the names of the ghost. Yes, the names of the ghosts. We all know the names of the ghosts. You got Inky, you got Blinky, you got Pinky, and you got Clyde, right? Correct. That's correct, right? Right. Well, there's this trend going around saying that Clyde is now named Sue. If you think I'm crazy because I'm saying that, check this out.
All played it. We know that these are the ghosts. Inky, Pinky, Blinky, and what is the fourth ghost's name? I'll bet the first thing that's popping into your head right now is we're going to get one of two answers. And this is what actually started the whole thing. A local reporter this morning just identified the ghost in Pac-Man as Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Sue. Personally, I remember it as Clyde. So I went down the rabbit hole.
Now, as you heard him say that Clyde is now Sue. You heard it right. Clyde is now Sue. Well, I'm here to debunk that. I'm here to throw a wrench in that girl. I'm here to stop that one right here. Mr. Pac-Man, the ghosts are named Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. That's Mr. Pac-Man. In Mrs. Pac-Man, we still have the same names, but Clyde is turned to Sue. Sue is the twin of Clyde, but she's in Mrs. Pac-Man. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you see this going across, if this is starting to build your mind, you're seeing it go across your feed, Clyde is still named Clyde. He's in Mr. Pac-Man. Sue is in Mrs. Pac-Man. I had to do the research on this. I had to make sure, and that is the truth, ladies and gentlemen. This one is not a Mandela effect.
Bulls as Jordan has come up with another steal.
Let's go back to the NBA. Let's go back to one of the greatest players of all time. One of the players that changed the way we play basketball, wear our shorts and everything else. And you already know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the infamous, the king himself, Mr. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. That is right. Yes, Michael Jordan. But we're talking about the Jumpman. Yes, the Jumpman logo. That is correct. You're seeing the Jumpman logo right there. I've actually put both of them up there for you. Which one looks right to you? Which one of these Jumpmans look right to you? Now, if you're saying the one with the shorts, well, you're correct. You're correct in my reality, a lot of other people's realities, a lot of sports realities, but that is not the case. The Jumpman with the shorts is not the logo that is depicted in the logo. It's the one with the warm-ups, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the one with the warm-ups. It blows my mind. I don't ever remember the warm-ups one. I mean, I do now because I'm in this reality, but it was always shorts in my reality. But I'm not going to end there neither with Michael Jordan and this logo at the moment, because this logo, as you're looking at it, is also getting wider. I'm talking about his legs, his stance, everything. It is so spread out now, it is odd. He's almost doing the splits, and it blows me away. I don't remember that logo ever looking like that. How do you remember that logo? Do you always remember that logo looking like he's about to do the splits? And do you always remember that logo always having warm-ups and not shorts? Let me know.
Что мне делать?
TikTok, you don't stop. Stop to the TikTok, you don't stop. Stop to the TikTok, you don't stop. Stop to the TikTok.
We got a New Jack Swing on the nuts. Oh man, it's really not what we're talking about. Well, it is the soundtrack of New Jack City, and we're talking about I Want to Sex You Up, but we're not talking about the song or New Jack City. We're talking about the group that sung that song, I Want to Sex You Up. The group Color Me Bad. That's right, the group Color Me Bad. Yeah, we already know. You know it. If you saw the movie, if you know this song, you know the group Color Me Bad. Yeah. Well, how is that spelling for you? As you're looking at this, is that spelling correct to you? Color Me Bad? Does it look right to you? Do you see something odd off, maybe added to it? Well, if you're like me and Super and many others, Color Me Bad was never spelt with 2 D's. It never had 2 D's on bad. It was always Color Me Bad. It was spelt bad, like you regularly spell bad. But now it is Color Me Bad. It's got 2 D's on it, and it looks odd. It looks weird. And the reason why I remember it being the single D of bad is because we used to shoot BB gun pellets at these posters all the time. It's just what we did, shot arrows and stuff like that. It was basically our dartboard for our play. I sung this song so many times too. It's just one of those iconic songs as well, because it's like, oh, sex you up, up, up. It never had the double D on the end of it. It's always been to me with 1 D. But in this reality, Color Me Bad has 2 D's on the end of bad. How do you remember that? Is your memory as bad as how they spelt that bad? Or is it as good as bad as I remember bad being spelt? You let me know. Nothing further ado, let's jump down the rabbit hole of these 5 new Mandela.
Help us. Oh no, not my sheep. Somebody do something.
Oh, the first one we're going to do, we're going to jump into the toy box. We're going to go grab Buzz Lightyear, and we're going to go grab Woody. We're going to throw Buzz out the window because it has nothing to do with him, and we're going to be talking about Woody. Yes, Woody. And we're not be talking about There's a Snake in My Boots, because we already know that one. We are talking about Woody's vest. Now, in your mind, imagine and picture what color Woody's vest is. You thinking of it? You got it? Now, I'm going to show you a picture real quick of what his vest is. Here you go. Now, if you're saying, Lee, that is exactly what his vest looks like. That is exactly how I remember his vest looking like. You're wrong. You're completely wrong, because that is not what Woody's vest looks like. Woody's vest looks like this. Yes, the white cowboy print. Are you telling... When did Woody skin a cow? But no, in my reality, his vest was always brown. Always brown leather with the darker black cow print, whatever you want to call it. Never the white vest with the cow. Looks like a moo-moo now, all the way. I don't understand. This one blows my mind. I was telling live chat that I got my freaking One of Us socks on right now, and this Woody one came up. This one is awesome, crazy. But how do you remember Woody's vest? Has it always been white the way it is in this reality, or has it to you been brown the way you saw it right here? Let me know.
Usher tried to explain what has been going on in this dreadfully troubled city.
The year was 1992. California, Los Angeles, Compton to be precise. And this tragedy happened to be recorded on a great video camera of 3 police officers beating an African American in the middle of the street at night. And his name was Rodney King. And he is known for that famous line.
I want to say, can we all get along? Can we get along? I just want to say, can we all get along? Can we get along?
Can we get along? No, let me say that one more time for you. Can we get along? That is not how I remember him saying that. That is not the phrase he said it. Well, it is, but it's missing something. To me, and many of us, it was always, can we just get along? That's right. Can we all just get along? That is how I remember that phrase. That's how many of us remember that. When he was saying that on stage, we heard it. We started to say it to everything that was messed up in life, with friends or anything. Hey man, can we just get along? It was just part of that phrase. Memes are even saying, can we just get along? But Rodney King never said, can we just get along? Or can we all just get along? He said, can we get along? But staying on the Rodney King chip, now everybody remembers when the riot was happening and that truck driver getting assaulted. And you picture this. Picture the color of that truck. Picture what that truck was. You got it in your head? You're picturing it? Now, I'm showing you the picture of the truck. Is that how you remember it? Because that's not how I remember that truck. That truck used to be, it's still red, yes. And it's still red, but it used to be one of those red box kind of trucks that would carry like cement in the back or dirt and something like that. That's what I remember. It was not this single cab truck that's got trailers on the back of it. Not in my reality. In my reality, y'all. But what do you remember? What do you remember about his saying? Was it always just, can we get along? Or can we just get along? Or can we all just get along? Or the truck. Was it that box truck I remember that I just said and showed? Or was it the truck that is now currently just that one single cab with a trailer? Let me know. Oh, there's nothing like walking into a bar or a nice pool hall where you got somebody sitting there standing or dancing by the record machine in the 80s when you got to put that dime in that jukebox, baby. And if you couldn't tell what I'm about to talk about, yes, I'm talking about Jonas and the Blackhearts. And I'm talking about I Love Rock and Roll. And I'm talking about the verse with put another dime in the jukebox, baby. Well, listen to this. You heard it. So put another dime in the jukebox, baby. That is correct. So put another dime in the jukebox, baby. There's the lyrics for you. So put another dime in the jukebox, baby. That isn't what it is currently. That is not how I remember it. It was always put another dime in the jukebox, baby. It's not so put another dime in the jukebox, baby. It's put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I'm going to get copyrighted eventually on this. But that's what it is. How do you remember that? Has it to you and always been so put another dime in the jukebox, baby? Or like me and many of us, put another dime in the jukebox, baby.
Hold of a nickel, I thought I was rich. I didn't turn up my nose at pennies either. Today, some folks won't even bend to pick 'em up.
We've all woke up in the morning, spelt breakfast when we was kids, and mom was making the freaking good old pancakes and eggs and sausages. Maybe you got some grits with it. Maybe you had some oatmeal or porridge. And I'm talking about Quaker Oats. And I'm talking about the guy on the Quaker Oat box. Yes, you know that guy. You know that old man, right? That old man on the Quaker box, he's been making oatmeals and grits for years, right? Well, he's not that old, truly. If you look at this picture right here, does this look right to you? Does Mr. Quaker Oat, I don't know what to call it, I don't know if he has a real name or not, look right to you? Does he look as old as you remember him looking? If you're saying no, he looks a lot younger than I remember him looking, because he is a lot younger than he's looking. I remember this man having all these little wrinkles on there. I swear he might have had some wooden teeth. I'm lying, he didn't. But he was a lot older than the picture you're seeing right here. He was a lot older than what he is currently in this timeline, and it is boggling to me because this man done got some true serum, some yumps, maybe he got one of those crates from the water. We don't discuss that here on this video, but how do you remember the Quaker Oat guy? Was he always as young as you remember him being now? Or was he way older in your reality? Please let me know. Bonus round, bonus round, bonus round! And I got two good bonuses, one for you. Now, the first one is going to be, how do crickets crick? I don't know if that's weird. How do crickets cricket? How do they make their sound? How do they make their sounds? Cricket, 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 cricket. How do crickets do that? Answer that to yourself. Answer to yourself real quick. How do crickets crick? Now, if you are saying, Lee, they rub their legs together to crick. Cricket, 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 cricket. Well, your feelings are about to be hurt because they don't rub their legs to chirp or to cricket. They chirp. They use the voice. They chirp from their mouth. You look at you're seeing it right there. I had to look it up. It blows my mind. Big shout out to the chat because this has been a crazy one for me. Crickets never use their legs, rub them together to do that cricket sound. They chirp. I always remember them scratching doing legs. That's how they made noise. My mama taught me that when I was a kid. Now the second one is about the rapper Beetlejuice. You remember what I'm talking about? Beetlejuice. I'm showing you a picture of him right there. Beetlejuice. Not Beetlejuice. Talking about regular rapper Beetlejuice. Short guy. You see it right there. Yes. When did he pass away? You guys let me. When did he pass away? Now, with me, some of us remember it was in the 90s. Somewhere mid-90s, late 90s. But in this reality, he hasn't passed away. He is still alive. We remember him passing away from his syndrome, his dwarf syndrome, from his disability. That's what he passed away from. But in this reality, he is still alive. He's still kicking and growing. He was actually on the Howard Stern Show, not just in December of 2021, but also in 2023 he was on the show. So, Beetlejuice, rapper, still alive. It's crazy. How do you remember that one as well? Let me know. If you're rubbing your legs together to chirp, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, new Mandela Effects will blow your mind. This is amazing. All these are from the viewers. I got to remember all the names are on there. So if you saw your Mandela Effect on here, you knew you gave it to me. That's it. So you already know what it is. So before we get this going, please remember that some of these Mandela Effects might not be new to you. They will be new to somebody else. Please respect that. We do wake up at different times. And at any time you enjoy this, please remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and leave me the comments down below what you thought about these and other Mandela Effects you would love to talk about on the channel. So without further ado, let's get it rolling.
You don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question.
Yes, we're going to be talking about that great ballet dancer, Ukraine's action star, drama star, romantic man. And we're talking about Volodymyr Zelensky. Yes, Zelensky, the Ukraine president. And we're talking about actually how do you spell his name. I'm going to put up two versions of that name right there for you. Which one looks correct to you? Which one is it correct? Which one is correct? Now, if you're saying Zelensky with the two Y's on the end of it, well, you're right in this reality. In this reality, it is spelt with two Y's on the end. In my reality, Teresa's reality, because that's where this Mandela Effect came from, and many others, we remember one Y on the end of his name. That's correct, one Y. And I am showing you a little bit of discrepancy of Google right now. As you see both the double Y and the single Y. Why would you put a double Y on top of the single Y? It makes no sense to me. But you see it all through Google. You see it right there. It is double Y, a single Y to a double Y. But why is there two Y's? Do you remember them always being two Y's, or do you always remember one Y? Tell me why you remember a Y down below.
Instead, only try to realize the truth.
What truth?
There is no spoon.
We're going back to that classic movie where it taught you what this whole system was, generated computer simulation, and you know it's the Matrix, where we don't have a spoon at all because there is no spoon. Well, this actually has to do, in a sense, with that scene. Kind of. It has to do with the Oracle. And it has to do when Neo meets the Oracle. And we know the whole thing. There is no spoon. The girls are juggling stuff. He talks to the Oracle. The Oracle tells him, don't worry about the vase. He turns around. He breaks it all. We know the yada, yada, yada. Tells him, know thyself. Also tells him, nope, you're not the one. You're holding something back. You're afraid to let go of something. And then what does she give him? A cookie, right? Yes. You eat this, you'll forget about everything. You'll forget you don't believe in this mumbo jumbo stuff. And well, take a look at this scene.
Here. Take a cookie. I promise by the time you're done eating it. Here.
Now as you see that scene and you see the plate of cookies, what color do you remember that plate of cookies being? Now you do see in the movie, in that clip, it is a clear plate. It's a clear glass plate, cookie plate. Well, a lot of us remember that plate being white. That is correct. It was white in my reality and a lot of other people's realities. But in this reality, it is a clear glass plate with cookies on it. The Matrix, the simulation, the Mandela Effect, the CERN collective. Man, this one is wild. Are you waking up on this one? Break it in. Yes, I'm editing this video. I'm editing this scene, this Mandela Effect, and this scene is totally different times 2. There's another Mandela Effect in it, and let me see if you can pick it out.
Remember, you don't believe in any of this fate crap. You're in control of your own life. Remember?
Now, did you catch it? You're going to remember that you don't believe in none of this fake stuff. That's not what she said. You heard me say it in the beginning of this thing. She said, you're going to remember that you don't believe in any of this mumbo jumbo. You're in control of your own faith. What? The mumbo jumbo's gone, and now it's, you don't believe in this fake stuff. What? Let me know.
A few moments later.
Ladies and gentlemen, more than 3 years.
This has always been one of my favorite ones and great ones because this one changes, and we're talking about the JFK assassination. We're talking about actually the JFK car. Now, we're not talking about how it's a 6-seater now. It's went from 4 to 6. We're not talking about Senator and his wife in this car now neither. We're not talking about the outline of it, but we're talking about on the back of this car. The back of the car. I'm putting a picture up there right there for you right now. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. You see any odd? See the handlebars on the back of that car of JFK? Yes, yes, handlebars. You know what those handlebars are there for? Apparently it's there for the Secret Service to hold on to and ride the bumper as they ride the motorcade. Has anybody ever seen those bars on that car before? Because in my eyes, I have never seen those bars. There are a lot of people who have never seen these bars on the back of that car at all. Even the car in the museum doesn't have bars. It is odd. It's weird. JFK's has been changing non-stop lately. It is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Do you always remember those bars on the back of JFK's vehicle? Or are you like me and many others, like, what are they doing? Are they dragging us like a ski lodge going on behind you? Let me know. Let me know. Oh, we're jumping back into the toy box to grab our great old toys, Woody and Buddy. And then we're going to throw them out the box because we're not talking about them. We're talking about his girl, Jessie. Yes, or his cousin. I don't know what Jessie is. What is Jessie? It doesn't matter. But Jessie... Yes, Jessie. We're talking about Jessie herself. And we're talking about her chaps on her pants. Take a look at this. Yes, take a look at this. Now, we just got done talking about a Toy Story Mandela Effect about Woody and his vest and how his vest has turned to that complete white cowboy or cow print. Well, Jessie's has done the same as well. Whited it up to a white cowboy kind of cowgirlish, chapish kind of phase. Looks so out of place. It looks so bright. It looks so wrong. It whites her out, to be precise. It makes no sense. I understand how they try to do that. You wanted to make him match Woody, but for Jessie, she's all whited out. She's too white on that. She's too white. Don't take that racist. But to me, I remember it tanner. I remember it being tan, just a little bit as tan, like regular tan chaps, some cowboy chaps you used to wear. But it's not there. How do you remember Jessie's chaps, man? Were they always white that way, looking like freaking Woody's vest now? Or are you like me? They used to be so much darker. So much darker.
Hello, art lovers. Today I'm a screever, and as you can see, a screever's an artist.
This one, we're gonna go grab our kite. We're gonna fly it high, and we're gonna go catch ourselves a netting. That's right, we're talking about Mary Poppins. That is correct, Mary Poppins! Spoonful of sugar, makes medicine go down, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, toppings, the list can go on. I love the smile, freaking trip the light. We can go on with this one. You can go on with this. I'm a Mary fan. But this has nothing to do with actually anything within the movie. It has to do with the spelling of her name. I'm going to throw these two up here for you real quick. Which one is the correct spelling of Mary Poppins? Emphasis on Mary. Look at it, look at it, look at it. Now, if you are spelling Mary with the double R in it, guess what? You're wrong in this reality, just like I am wrong in this reality too, because in this reality it's always been spelled the way you really just spelled Mary, with one single R. But this one feels so personal to me because the other day I'm sitting here, I'm looking, I'm thinking about what I wanted to watch, and I saw Mary Poppins kind of pop up the screen, and I saw the missing R, because I always remember it being two R's, and it racked me in my core. I had to look some shit up, and and this one's personal to me. It hurts me a little bit because I'm a Mary fan, but I never remember it being one R. The covers look so bare with the one R, and I understand that's her name, so don't come at me with that. But it was always two R's to me. But what was it for you? Was Mary Poppins always spelled with the double R, or was it always spelled with the one R? Let me know down below. Oh, there we go. 5 new more Mandela Effects to blow your mind, make you question your reality. If you enjoyed any of this at any time, man, please leave me a like down below. Comment as well. Subscribe because it's all free. I do have some more Mandela Effects coming out for you after this. I'll probably put a little montage together of the new 2005 Mandela Effects we've done so far. But other than that, y'all remember to keep your mind open, because of those eyes will see everything in front of you. Stay tuned for some bloopers. Till then, I love you and stay crazy. Namaste. Wait. Nah, we're saving Back to the Future. We're saving Back to the Future for the next one. Yeah, that's what we do. Welcome back. God dang it. I don't know how I want to say welcome back to the Matrix. My name is Morpheus. Welcome, Neo. Yo, welcome, crazies. Yes, at the moment I got in, but oh, fucking hell. See, it never fails. It never fails. We're going to the back to the great movie where there was no spoon, The Matrix. Crazies, man. Yo, welcome to the lab, or back off. Welcome to the lab, or back to the lab, or to the lab. Welcome back to the lab, or to the lab. See, this is, now I don't know what I want to say.
I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.